through 75 counties and hundreds of investigations, from the most violent crimes to petty infractions. This is Arkansas Crime Watch with Kevin Kelly.
Another deadly week in central Arkansas as police investigate at least 5 different shootings that left 5 people dead, including a 4-year-old girl. Good evening and thanks for watching Arkansas Crime Watch on Fox16.com. I'm Kevin Kelly. We have a lot of ground to cover, so let's begin in Little Rock, where police are investigating a deadly shooting at the Family Dollar store on the 2400 block of Martin Luther King Drive. The crime taking place at around 5:30 Wednesday evening in the parking lot. When police arrived, they found 45-year-old Keith Cobbins with a gunshot wound to his chest. He was immediately taken to UAMS, where he later died. And according to a police report, an employee was the one who fired the shot.
From what we understand, there was a disturbance that occurred just before the shooting. As a result of that disturbance, the employee fired a shot at the male victim, and that's now deceased.
That employee has since been identified as 42-year-old Shalonda Nelson. She was interviewed and then released. But keep in mind, this investigation is far from over. Of course, we will keep you posted. Little Rock police also investigating a deadly shooting that happened on Romine Road. Police got a call at around 2:30 Wednesday morning. Once they arrived, they found 24-year-old Trevorai Whitaker Lemon dead in the driveway with multiple gunshot wounds. As they were answering that call, more information came in about another victim on Dorset Drive. Officers quickly responded and found Juno Willis, who had also been shot multiple times. He was taken to the hospital where he is recovering. At the time of the shooting, his mother told us she had no idea how he was doing.
Is he in a coma? Is he in critical condition? Is he in stable condition? What is the condition he's in?
Detectives will interview Willis once he recovers, but so far no suspect information has been released. Conway police also working a homicide that took place Thursday morning. Police say a woman called 911 after hearing a number of shots fired near the Rock Creek apartment complex. That's on 2nd Street. When they arrived, they found a 21-year-old man who had been shot. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. So far, the victim has not been identified and no suspect information has been released. Police in Pine Bluff have their hands full investigating 4 murders that all took place within a 72-hour time frame. The latest shooting happening on Sunday, April 26th. And as Susan Alcora reports, one of the victims was a 4-year-old girl.
Truly heartbreaking to see, and just talking to people out here, you can definitely tell how sensitive this has been for the community. Not just that the youngest victim is 4 years old, but that all of this happened to one family.
2 crosses stand in the shadow of a home where a drive-by shooting left a devastating mark.
I just felt sad for that family who lived there.
One cross is for 37-year-old Terrence Givens, and the other is for a 4-year-old girl, both killed in the crossfire.
Put the cross up, then we have prayer.
Pastor Jesse Turner doesn't know who lives in the house off 6th Avenue. Still, he and several other pastors put up this memorial as a reminder of what the violence that happened here took.
Because at your heart, when you think about a child that has never had an opportunity to live, and something like this would happen.
Pine Bluff police tags mark the dozens of rounds that hit the home. Officers say a 34-year-old man was also hit and injured in the shooting. Police calling all the victims' cousins. Too upset to talk about what happened, the family shared these pictures of Givens with us and asked for prayers.
So we continue to put the crosses up, we continue to pray.
Turner promising he won't stop, knowing those bullets ripped a family apart.
We continue to call for an end to the senseless violence, more peace in the city.
Police haven't released any suspect information or even a description of the car that was possibly involved. That's why they are stressing anyone who may have heard or saw something that could help to call the police department. In Pine Bluff, Susan Alcori, back to you.
In tonight's crime report, Jacksonville police arrest 4 people in connection to a recent homicide on April 22nd. Police responded to the Parkwood Mobile Home Park on South 1st Street. When they arrived, they found 27-year-old Chad Thomas with a gunshot wound. He later died at the hospital, but a few days later, police arrested the following people: 21-year-old Daiwa Weems Wells, 20-year-old Braylon Lunny, and 19-year-old Raymond Hildreth. All three are charged with capital murder. 17-year-old Keelan Hardaway was also arrested and charged as an adult with capital murder. All are being held at the Pulaski County Jail without bond. North Little Rock police arrest a man on 2 different occasions in a span of just 4 days. 19-year-old Andrew Vinson was first arrested Saturday, April 25th, after an officer pulled him over for having an invalid driver's license. After inspecting the car, the officer found 16 grams of marijuana and a handgun. Instead of placing him under arrest, Vinson was issued a citation to appear in court. Well, 3 days later, the same officer spotted Vinson in the same car. They approached him and once again found several ounces of pot, a stolen pistol, digital scales, and ecstasy pills. This time, though, he was booked into the Pulaski County Jail with no bond, and as you can see, he faces a number of charges. Frederick Jones now faces additional charges after leading police on a chase last Sunday that ended in a deadly crash. Jones now faces first-degree murder, second-degree battery, and fleeing. On Sunday, April 26th, police were investigating a shooting from the night before. After getting a tip, they located the suspect's car, which was being driven by Jones, but he refused to pull over. The chase unfortunately ended when Jones hit another car, which crashed and caught on fire. The driver in that car died. Jones faces a number of other charges as well. In tonight's Crime Tracker report, Little Rock police investigating a shooting that occurred during an attempted robbery. The shooting happened Tuesday at around 11:30 on Baseline Road. According to police, the victim was a Hispanic male who was robbed of his wallet. Police tell us the victim was then shot in the torso before the suspect took off. The suspect is described as a black male wearing a black hoodie, blue jeans, and gloves. If you know anything about it, be sure to call police. And a Crime Watch update on a double homicide investigation in Little Rock. We've since learned that the North Little Rock Police Department is now taking over the case after 2 men were found dead last Tuesday. They were found inside a Ford Explorer on Broadway Street in Little Rock. Detectives say the investigation led them to a home in North Little Rock. Police have not identified the 2 victims or said how they were killed. Searcy police need your help finding a man wanted in connection to a fatal shooting. Take a good look. Police say this man, Robert Hurd, is a suspect in the shooting death of Eric Callis. It happened Wednesday afternoon on Randall Drive. Hurd faces capital murder, aggravated robbery, and theft of property charges. He is considered armed and dangerous and is currently out on bond for 2 attempted murder charges in a separate case. Police say Hurd could be in the Memphis area. A tip from a fisherman in Clarksville led authorities to a submerged car with a body inside. Now, this was near a boat ramp inside Spadra Park. The dive team was able to recover the car, a 90s model Cadillac with New Mexico plates. Police say the car was owned by a person who went missing all the way back in 2002. The State Crime Lab is now working to identify the remains. Tonight's Mug of the Week goes to this man, Christopher Roca, who was booked into the Garland County Jail on April 27th. He faces a number of charges, including domestic battery, second degree, failure to comply, possession of drug paraphernalia, theft by receiving, and unlawful transfer of stolen property to a pawn shop. His bond set at $5,500. As we leave you, here's a look at Arkansas's most wanted. We want to remind you all of the suspects you've seen tonight are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Remember, if you have any information on any of the cases we talked about tonight, you're asked to call your local police department. Thanks for watching Arkansas Crime Watch. I'm Kevin Kelly. Be smart, be safe, and if you see something, say something. I'll see you tomorrow night on Fox 16 News at 5:30 and 9.